Garrett, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thanks.
So we're here at the establishment your family has had for a long time, and your grandfather, Bobby, originally started it. Do you happen to know what was the year that Plum started?
1995.
1995. And how old were you then?
I would have been 2 or 3.
2 or 3 years old. So you have no memories of obviously when it started.
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, plenty. I was running around here when they were building the place.
That's great. So ironically, we're going to be recording some of the memories of your other grandfather, Jim Beatty. And you were born on what day? What was it?
December 29th, 1992.
And you have a older sister.
Younger sister.
Younger sister, Claire. She's about 7 years apart.
Just about, yep.
All right, your mother is Lynn, and your father is John, who's actually inside.
Yep.
All right, so let's try to take it back to the beginning. What's some of the very first young memories of hanging out with Jim and with Phyllis?
Well, I have a lot of memories of being at their house when I was younger. My grandma used to watch me a lot, and my grandpa used to be there. But something that always, like one of the first memories that I can remember was we went to Holiday Park one time, and there was like a little bridge or some kind of thing where I was climbing on top of it and I fell off and I bumped my head, and my grandpa, I think he had to take me to med check or something, and then we got back home and he was like, he's all right, he'll be fine. But that's one of the earliest memories that I have. I was about 3 or 4.
So what did you and your sister usually do over at their house when you were hanging out?
Well, I was usually there. The times when I was there was before my sister was born, most of the time. I mean, there were some times after she was born that I was there, but the ones that I remember the best would be when I was over there alone with my grandma during the day, and then my grandpa would come home from work at night, and I get to see him. But we used to do a lot of stuff that kids do, you know. She used to make me little outfits and little stuffed animals, and we used to do a lot of stuff when I was young. She was one of my main caretakers. So.
Well, you said that she also would cook some things. What's some of the things you remember Phyllis always cooking?
Pigs in a blanket.
Pigs in a blanket. What else?
Well, she had celiac disease, so she couldn't eat gluten. So a lot of the things I didn't necessarily enjoy all that much because they were specific for her, but she always had fruit.
Always had fruit?
Always had fruit.
So you're making pies, any kind of dessert stuff?
And she always used to make carrot juice.
Carrot juice?
For my grandpa for his lunch or whatever, so she had the juicer, and she would always make carrot juice. I remember that.
So when you were real young, getting to know both of them, how would you describe Jim's personality and interests? What do you remember? And then also Phyllis.
My grandpa, Jim, he was always very focused on something and very interested in something. He, like, when I'd get to see him, he'd always be at his desk and always be involved in something, always be trying to figure something out, or he was taking care of somebody, or he was just always doing something. And my grandma, she was always very focused on me when I was very young. Like, that's what she did. Or at least that's what I remember her.
You were essentially an only grandchild for at least the first 7 years of your life. So what kind of places would she take you around town?
Well, she walked everywhere because she didn't have a license. She had narcolepsy, I believe, something like that, so she couldn't drive. So, we go to the store, we go to parks. I remember going to Bradford Park one time, and she was pushing the swings, and the swing came back and hit her in the face, and she kind of busted her chin, and that was terrifying for me. I was like, oh my God, because she was a very tiny, frail woman, and I always used to pick her up too, and I was a lot bigger than her, and I don't know why I did that. Like, I didn't really understand the her being fragile thing, but And I remember another time, we didn't ride bikes or anything either, because we tried to ride a bike one time and we got about 20 feet down my mom's driveway and she took a big dive. So that was it for the bike riding as well. But I mean, we used to go everywhere from the grocery store to, I mean, literally we used to walk everywhere when I was very young. And she kept doing that up until, you know, very close to her passing. And she always used to pull this little cart around.
What was in the cart?
Groceries or parka or just things that she thought were necessary. I mean, even if it was 90 degrees out, she always had a coat with her, and I don't know, she just enjoyed it, I think.
How would you describe their house?
Growing up, they lived on 58th in Pennsylvania. It was a cool house. I got up to a lot of childish mischief in that house, we'll say. I remember, and then later on, I actually lived there for a period of time. It wasn't the best period of time, but I stayed with my grandpa and my grandma when I was like 18 or 19, something like that. And they had a very cool house. It was built into the side of a hill. So when I was little, my grandma, during the winter, with our neighbor and stuff, we'd always go sledding down the hill. And it seemed like a bigger hill when I was littler than it does now. But
Well, now, how tall are you?
I'm 6'4" now.
Yeah, that's a lot different proportion.
Yeah, yeah. I was a wee thing back then.
Well, speaking of tall, Pacers games.
Yep. For years, my grandpa took me to Pacer games as long as he was able, really. As many as we could go to.
So how was it? How was he watching the games? How were you watching the games as far as the demeanor?
We were involved in the games. He was always very involved in the games. He was always very calm too. I didn't quite stay as calm. I get excited and do some jumping around and stuff like that, but he never did. He'd always just be in his seat, and the most he'd get is a little kind of thing.
So where was his knowledge focus within the basketball world?
With the Pacers. I mean, he knew everything about the Pacers. Whereas that season, that period of time, who they traded for, why the people were starting, and it was, he was just very knowledgeable about them. He stayed up to date. And any game we didn't go to, I'm pretty sure he watched at the house on FSN or whatever channel it might be on, if it was nationally televised.
I mean, obviously, Bobby has unbelievable amount of stories and experience within basketball. Do you think you kind of picked up anything specific from Jim's knowledge or angle?
I've seen 10 times as many basketball games with Jim as I have with Bobby. I mean, it was sort of something that we did. It was one of our things. And
do you remember any one game that was like an epic game that really kind of stands out? Like a big championship or anything like that?
No, not really.
All right.
I mean, we went to playoff games and stuff, but there's no game that specifically sticks out in my mind. I mean, I remember going to a baseball game that specifically sticks out in my mind, but that was in Detroit. We went and saw the Tigers. I think it was the same time. It might have been a different time, I'm not sure, but we went to New York for a period of time, a few days. It's the only time I've been to New York, and I remember him taking me, and we went to Chicago on Broadway, and I think that's the only play I've ever seen. So it was a pretty memorable trip in general.
Now, you used to trip also down to Longboat Key.
Yeah.
Describe the house, just kind of describe your memories and vision of that, and what you usually do when you were down there.
I don't have a lot of memories per se with me and my grandfather down there, but I mean, I'm sure there's been. It was always, it's our family vacation spot or whatever. I'm actually going down there tomorrow. and looking forward to it. Haven't been in a while.
So where do you hang out in the area? Like, what are the things to do? What do you really like about that area?
It's right on the beach. That's one of the great things. You can just walk across the street and it's right on the beach. It's near everything, really. I mean, it's Longboat Key. It's right next to like Siesta Key and Lido Key. There's a lot of good restaurants. I like to go fishing back on the pier and on the beach. And
You catch?
oh yeah,
What do you get?
we've caught. I love catching snook. If there's snook around, I love catching snook. But like it's in between the Gulf and Sarasota Bay, so there's pretty much nothing that doesn't come within those parameters.
Right.
So we've caught everything, literally, not literally, but we've caught a large variety of fish.
What about the neighbors?
Honestly, I don't really know the neighbors.
No?
No, I don't. We've never really crossed paths. I mean, maybe for a second or two here, but
So are there any other places you remember?
that's kind of why I like it.
Okay, a little relaxed, quiet.
Yeah.
So are there any other places you remember traveling with Jim and Phyllis or anything?
Like I said, Detroit, that one time.
What'd you guys do up there?
Went to the baseball game.
Okay.
Then it was Tigers and the White Sox, I think. And I hit a couple home runs, and it was a pretty good game, actually. It was the only professional baseball game I've ever been to. So I remember that.
What about them, like, coming and supporting you at maybe some of your key moments, like graduation and whatnot? What are some of the...
My grandma and my grandpa were there as much as they could be when I was growing up at my baseball games, my basketball games. All kinds of stuff like that. They were... I don't remember a time when they weren't, really. And if they weren't going to be there, it was kind of a big deal. Like, they were extremely supportive of me when I was growing up.
So you've been able to learn a little bit about Jim over the years. What are some kind of highlight stories that always kind of stick out to you that he's done or been involved with?
Most of them are my personal memories with him, kind of what I've described. I don't exactly know what you're looking for on this one.
Well, just kind of any life situations that you heard that he went through that kind of stand out.
I remember him and my mom talking about running for lieutenant governor before. I remember that. He was big in the political scene, took some cases to the Supreme Court and won there. He talked to me a little bit about his military service, but nothing too extreme. But he's told me stories about when he was young, and I believe he was working at the same place my great-grandfather did, which is the International Harvester place. I'm pretty sure. I'm not, don't quote me on that, but and he told me a story about not accidentally, the brakes on a crane or something that he was operating went out. This is the gist of it. And he wouldn't come down until a manager came over and saw that it wasn't his fault, that it was the machine. It was the machine's fault, not machine operator.
Right.
And he just stayed in there because he thought he was going to get mobbed or because somebody got injured, I guess. He's told me little tidbits of his life here and there.
What do you think of his humor?
My grandpa always thinks about what he says before he says it. It's very calculated humor. He's a funny guy. He is, and he still is. Always has been. He knows the emotion he's trying to elicit when he says things, and it's something I admire in him, actually. I mean, his humor. I don't know if I don't know how to describe humor really. I don't know if you call it dry or I don't even know what that means really. So I don't really have a good way to describe it. But he's a funny guy.
So what aspects of him do you think that you'll always kind of try to employ within you?
He's the most reliable person I've ever met. Like, when he says he's going to do something, he does it. And he does it when he says he's going to do it. And he's reliable, he's steadfast, he's very knowledgeable about a lot of different subjects, not just things that he's interested in and whatnot. And every time I either had a problem or had something that I was interested in, he'd always try to learn about it. And so he had all the information and can make a calculated decision about things. Yeah, I mean, without my grandfather, I don't know where I'd be. I probably wouldn't be here, honestly.
Well, you said that he supported you sometimes when you were going through some different things.
He's been the biggest support in my life. I mean, my mom and my dad too, but without his assistance and without his being there, I couldn't tell you how things would be right now. And things are good right now. So I thank him for that every day.
So what are you doing to try to help out here? What are you getting involved with here to help?
Well, recently I've just been learning everything to take care of the not necessarily day-to-day stuff. I've known about that for quite a while, but just the things that have to be done to keep the place running. And you know, my dad's getting older, not super old or anything, but he's getting to the point where he wants to teach me everything. So I've just been trying to soak up as much knowledge in here as I can, which is a little bit different than it has been in the past.
And a little bit of the books too, right?
Oh yeah, that's one of my main jobs for sure, because he's never been very good at that, my dad. But yeah, I mean, I take the checkouts every day and I enter them and, you know, see what's going on with the bank and our food distributors and beer distributors, liquor, all of it. I mean, just kind of inserting myself into a position that I hope to be at in a couple of years or so.
Right.
So
that is awesome, by the way.
Thank you.
So for your mom, what are some aspects? Oh, here we go. Just speak up. We're gonna rock out with this music going on. What aspects of her personality do you respect? What aspects do you aspire to be, and what do you see similar?
That's a good one. My mom.
Hold this up.
She's good at like getting things done. I mean, it's something that I like admire in her, because I am terrible about it myself. Like all the little things in your life that need to be taken care of, she's on top of it. And me, I'm getting better, but only with her help, really. You know, if she wasn't there to show me what I was doing right now, or for the past 15 years, I'd have absolutely no idea what I was doing. Like, my mom's very special to me. She is, and I love her dearly. She's always been there for me. She's supported me. She's never left me out to dry. Like I said, she's another person that I don't know. She's always been there. Is the biggest thing for me. Like in whatever situation I've been in, whether it be negative, positive, she's always been there. And there's been a lot of negative, and she's stuck around. And that determination and such, and the love that she's given me my entire life. She didn't always know how to love me, but she did anyway. and it's something that I respect, I admire, and I adore it about it. Like, I don't know, I can't imagine it any other way. What is it?
So we had a little song over the top that was Life is a Highway, which is kind of ironic because we're talking about Jim's life and the family. So Garrett, he's 94 coming up next month, right?
Yep.
Long time. You think you could get to 94?
If I get to 94, anybody can do it. I'd say that. Like,
All right, so here's the question. If health statute, like as far as his physical physique this moment, say there was no issues, you could take him anywhere on the planet and give him an experience that you'd want to experience with him, what would that be?
that is a good question. That is a good question. I mean, honestly, I think I'd like to go somewhere that we both ever been, but I don't know. I wish I could take him down to my cabin on my dad's side sometimes, like show him what we did and what we do there. You know, shooting guns and getting into stuff with the lake and going off the rope swing, stuff like that. Like, it's a little bit different than everything that I've ever been through with him. So, I mean, I think that'd be cool. But I'd also, I think I'd like to go somewhere we've both never been and we're experiencing it for the first time, which leaves a lot of room because I haven't been too many places. So.
Okay. So what do you want to say to Jim directly?
Grandpa, I want to say thank you beyond all else. I mean, I really don't think that I would be here without you. You're one of the most important people in my life and always have been. There's no way to even articulate it, really. I respect you more than anybody else on the planet, probably. And the way you do things, I wish I was more like that. And I'm striving to be. And it's from you that I'm trying to learn it, and have learned it. How to be a man, how to take care of your responsibilities. Just the day-to-day stuff that you don't think about, but you need. And I appreciate you.
So are you looking forward to the 14 different life story videos we've already done with him to learn a little bit more?
I'm interested, to say the least. I wanna delve into that at some point and take a look. There's a whole lot on there that I don't know.
You could space them out. Just think of it that way.
Right.
There's enough to space out. Well, Garrett, thank you for your time today.
I appreciate it.
Sharing your memories of your grandfather, Jim, and Phyllis, your grandmother. I think you did a great job, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Of course.